It is football time in the Queen City. That's right. It's Bengals, it's Buccaneers preseason opener, and Joe Burrow's going to play. What I'm watching for on Saturday night right now on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Welcome in to CBT. I'm James Rapien of BengalsTalk.com. Preseason football is almost here. Saturday night, it is Bengals, it is Buccaneers. We will be there. We will be covering it before the game, after the game, during the game. And today's video brought to you by BetUS. More on them in just a second, but let's get to what I'm watching, what I will be looking for on Saturday night. And of course, it starts with Joe Burrow. Of course, it starts with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is going to start for the Bengals. So I will be watching Joe Burrow as he warms up, as he gets loose, as he goes through his normal warm-up routine, which is pretty particular, and he likes to go through that routine but before each and every game. And then, of course, once the game starts, how will he look against the Buccaneers team that is not going to have most, if not all, of their starters in this game? So if they're not playing their starters and you are playing your starters, well, you would expect the Bengals to move up and down the field, or up the field, down the field in the one drive that Joe Burrow, at least that I'm expecting Joe Burrow to get. Here's what's interesting is I think T. Higgins is going to play. We know Jamar Chase isn't going to play. Trent Brown isn't going to play. So some of these guys that could be starters in Trent Brown's case, or certainly will be starters, Jamar Chase, aren't going to be out there. Will Mike Gesicki, who was kind of nicked up this week and did participate in some things, but wasn't out there consistently. I do wonder about him. I wonder if he's going to participate. And so I have some questions there. How much of the actual first team offense will be out there? At the same time, how Joe Burrow looks. Can he move the ball down the field? I think the best case scenario on Saturday night is they get the ball. Joe Burrow throws it 5 to 7 times on the opening drive, gets hit a couple of times, pops right back up, and throws a touchdown to Andre Osavage or T. Higgins, or insert whatever player that you want to see him throw a touchdown to. And then they get him the heck out of the game, and that's that. That's the ideal scenario, I would say, for all involved. And so I expect Joe Burrow to get one series. I expect T. Higgins to get one series. One thing of note, and we did post Zach Taylor in its entirety from Thursday, but I asked Zach if the plan for Burrow, or if the plan for any of these starters, could change based on how the game goes. Let's say they go out there and Burrow throws an interception on the second play from scrimmage. Will he change the plan and put him back out there? Or the offense goes 3 and out. Will he change the plan and put him back out there? It doesn't sound like it. He said it's pretty cut and dry. They stick with the plan. We'll see if that happens. I assume it will happen. We only have one preseason game to go off of. It went about as poorly as it could, where it was 3 snaps against Miami. Jamar Chase dropped one. It was just an ugly, ugly series by Joe Burrow and the Bengals. And he was coming back from that ACL. The Bengals were really careful with him. They pulled him and sat him aside, and that was that. So I expect that to be the exact same, but there's a ton of other things that I'm watching for in this game, and I want to get to all of them in just a second. But before I do, today's video is brought to you by BetUS. BetUS has the fastest payouts in the industry. Right now, with the link in the description, you can get 125% back with a sign-up bonus the moment you deposit with BetUS. And it's not just your first one or your second one. Your first 3 deposits, you'll get 125% back with a 125% sign-up bonus, up to $2,000 on your first 3 deposits. They have live wagering on all major games, including this game, Bengals Buccaneers. Right now, the Bengals minus 225 on the money line. They are 4.5-point favorites. The over-under is at 38. So maybe you think it's going to be a high-scoring game. You think that the Kendrick Pryors of the world, and yeah, Kendrick Pryor had a really nice catch, couple of nice catches in practice this week, has had a good camp, that they're going to be productive late in this game, Akeem Butler, then maybe you go with the over. The Buccaneers not playing their starters. The Bengals are going to play their starters, but I do think it'll be sparingly. Get in on the action right now with BetUS. There's a link in the bio. Sign up today and get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 1, 2, 3 deposits with BetUS. Other things I'm looking for in this game, let's start with the position battles. DJ Turner, I think, has a sizable lead right now in the battle for that starting quarterback spot, Dax Hill could still push him. And it's very much still a battle. Why? Because games haven't been played yet. It's just practices. And it's just observers like me who have seen DJ Turner continue to play at a high level, continue to play with the first team defense, all of those things. But if Dax Hill goes out there against live competition and plays at a high level, well, then he's going to earn more snaps. And that goes for any of these guys. So if you're a Bengals player watching right now, whenever you do get in on Saturday night, play well. And that's going to lead to more in practice, which could lead to more next week in Chicago, whether it's preseason game or the joint practice as well. So that's where I start, corner. I think everyone sees DJ Turner, and he's certainly got the lead, like I said. And I think as of now, and I said this coming into camp, he had the edge. That in my head, he was going to start at corner, and it would be Cam Taylor, Britt, DJ Turner, and Mike Hilton. So far, that's what it's tracking to be. Dax Hill, I'd put him in the mix. I also think guys like Josh Newton and Dejon Anthony, and now we're looking at a cornerback safety rookie tandem here. Both of those guys have been impressive in practice. Does it translate? First thing you want to see with these rookies. Does it translate when the lights are on, when they're warming up, when they put the jersey on, all of those things? And I know those guys will say, yes, I think it will. I think those guys are made of the right stuff. Just chatting with them a little bit in the locker room over the past few weeks throughout camp. I like both guys, and I'm excited to see both of them. I don't think you're going to see Tyson Anderson on Saturday. He's still making his way back from an ACL. The Bengals really like what he brings to them, specifically on special teams. I think they're going to take it, I don't want to say easy on Tyson, but they're going to be careful with Tyson Anderson in hopes of him being 100% and ready to go week 1 against the Patriots. Other things I'm watching, the punter battle. You got Ryan Rakow, who came in and beat out Austin McNamara for that second. I say second, but it's up for grabs. But for the right or opportunity to battle for the starting job now with Brad Robbins. I think both guys are really quality punters. I think Brad is much stronger than he was a year ago, knows what is expected of him, is the better holder. And so every extra point, every field goal attempt, every punt, of course, is must watch in my book. As weird as that sounds, it is, because punting has been an issue now. 2021, 2022, 2023. Punting has been an issue. The Bengals have to solve it. Has Brad Robbins grown enough to solve it? Will Ryan Rakow be the solution? We will see. A big question mark coming into training camp, and certainly a training or a question going into preseason game number 1. Other things, backup offensive linemen, backup defensive linemen, whether it's rookies, guys like Chris Jenkins, would love to see him. Obviously, McKinley Jackson's hurt. How does Chris Jenkins look? How do some of these offensive linemen look that are pushing for playing time? Matt Lee is pushing for the right to get playing time in team drills and practice. Can he have a good preseason game to earn more practice reps during team drills, to maybe push Trey Hill in that battle for the backup center job? I think that's very real. How does Amarius Mims? I can't believe I got 8 minutes into this video. How does Amarius Mims look in his debut? I think he's going to get a decent amount of snaps. Maybe you play him the entire first half. Wouldn't shock me if that's the case. Guys like Jackson Kirkland, Jackson Carman, Deontay Smith. Will Deontay Smith suit up? He's been out now for a few days. We will see. All things I am looking for and really excited about. I've talked a lot about Eric All on this channel at tight end. Excited to potentially see him out there, and if he can get out there and play and show everything that I've seen in practice. Could Tanner McLaughlin show everyone that he deserves more time in team drills? Because since Eric Alls came back, well, he's kind of moved past Tanner McLaughlin, it feels like. So a lot up for grabs. I didn't even get into the running back battle. Is it Travion Williams? Is it Chris Evans? Is it one of these other guys? We'll see. I don't expect to see a ton of Chase Brown and Zach Moss, enough to get their feet wet and then, boom, get them out of there. Overall, though, there is so many things to pay attention to. I'm sure there's 3 or 4 things that I haven't said that you're thinking about. We'll leave them in the comments, and understand that we are going to be here for you all season long. We are just getting started here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. We're going to have a ton for you after the game, so please ring the bell so you'll get notified. Hit that subscribe button, and it's here, baby. Football is here. It is back. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. For Andrew Fox Miller, I'm James Rapien. Thank you so much for watching Cincinnati Bengals talk.
How did you and Logan get into it? What happened there?
It was a play on the sideline, probably overly finished. He didn't like that, and I didn't care.